What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Command and Console. My name is Jason. Today we are looking at the London gaming market and most importantly what I picked up during my day there. It was a really fun day. There was loads to unpack, loads to see, people to meet, and of course games to buy. Yeah, I've got a bunch of footage here, from that event. Not too much footage, just enough there to see, to show you what kind of like we had there, and then there'd be some voiceover, some of the clips as well as usual. But yeah, anyway, yeah, without further ado, let's get to London gaming market and see what they had in store for us to pick up for the collection. Straight into the PS1 titles at the London gaming market. V2000 was a very nostalgic game for me, and it was cool to see it there. Didn't pick it up this time around, but they had an abundance of PS1 titles, from PAL to Japanese titles. A lot of sealed titles as well. £35 for Dead or Alive Ultimate and Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, the Japanese version. I love these tote boxes. These are the kind of things that I look for at these conventions, and they were in abundance. You can get stuck in, you can look around, and you never know, you might find yourself a great deal. They are some of my favourite things to rummage in at these conventions, and a lot of them are just bargain bin totes. So they, the vendor might have a deal on like 3 for £5, or buy one get two free, or buy two get one free. There's a lot of variables with these totes, and you always can find some cool stuff like Arcania Gothic 4, which I kind of wish I picked up, but I didn't, unfortunately. Gothic fans would roll their eyes and say it's not a true Gothic game, but I really like that one for some reason. But yeah, these kind of tote bins are what I love about these conventions. You can get stuck in, you don't have to worry about being eyeballed by the vendor, about picking up something really expensive. These are the general kind of, lack of a better term, fodder bins. They're just in abundance. You saw them there. Xbox was in wonderful standing at this event. Loads of great Xbox titles. It was just in abundance. I love original Xbox, and it was absolutely stacked. The original Xbox was represented so well, and I love the original Xbox, so I picked up a bunch. Anyway, without further ado, with that in mind, let's get to the pickups. The first pickup is a PS1 game of a film that I loved back in the day. It was almost like a more grown-up Toy Story, and it's by a director that I love his films, Joe Dante. So I remember the video game quite fondly as well. I remember it being really fun. So when I found it here, brilliant condition, for a great price, I had to pick it up for the PS1 collection, and that is Small Soldiers. I remember loving this game back in the day. I remember it being a blast. I don't remember exactly what it was like, so to speak, so my nostalgia is kind of wobbly there, but I had to pick it up for the collection. I don't pick up PS1 very often. As you can see, I've got a very kind of modest PS1 collection, so it's like I don't pick up PS1 very often. It has to be the right game at the right price for me to pull the trigger. So when I saw this one, the case is in great condition, the hinges in particular are not broken, and it comes complete with manual, and the disc is immaculate as well. Really happy to pick this game up. Looking forward to revisiting it as well, because nostalgia can blur your memory there, make you think it could be an amazing game now, but I'm not expecting the best things ever, but it's all about nostalgia for me with this one. But yeah, Small Soldiers in great condition for the PS1. Had to pick this one up. The next game is a sequel to a really early PS1 game by Koei. And yeah, if you love tactics-based games and you like that kind of, Romance of the Three Kingdoms kind of style, that kind of, folklore-esque stuff, that battle stuff, you'll love this series. I did speak about the first game in my early PS2 video, the early 2000s of PS2, so I had to pick up the sequel. I'm actually more fond of the sequel. I got more memories playing the sequel than the first game, and that is Kessen 2. This is a great tactics game, a great game. It's very much Dynasty Warriors, but it's more kind of like a, I wouldn't say RTS, it's got RTS elements, but it's more of a tactics game where you've got to kind of see your armies and see where they got to go and see how you're going to kind of outmaneuver the enemy and defeat the enemy. But yeah, I remember this game being loads of fun. I remember it being absolutely rock hard and challenging for this kind of game. So yeah, if you love that, Romance of the Three Kingdoms kind of story, folklore stuff, or whatever you want to call it, history, I suppose, and you want more of like a romanticized version of that, I guess, and you like some tactics, RTS stuff, I suppose. Kessen 2 is a great game. The first game is really good as well, but I think Kessen 2 just brings it even further into a better game, right? It's much better. A sequel should be bigger, better, bolder, as you do. Yeah, Kessen 2, it was a £5 at the gaming market. I had to pick it up. It's in absolutely wonderful condition with manual as well. So yeah, I will say this as well about the gaming market. I just said it now. Condition wise, some of the most awesome condition stuff you can find, in my opinion. A lot of the vendors really take care of their stuff, and you can find some great games for great prices, but more importantly at really good condition, like almost mint condition, some of them. And Kessen 2 is in wonderful condition. That's Kessen 2. Next up is the original Xbox games that I picked up at London's gaming market. Like I said, absolutely a smorgasbord of original Xbox games. Absolutely wonderfully represented there, and yeah, pretty much every store I went to had original Xbox games, and not just a few, they had quite a bunch to choose from, and I picked up some awesome titles for the collection because I love original Xbox. So the first game I picked up is called Dead to Rights. This is kind of like a third-person action title, very similar to Max Payne. It's got that bullet time element, but it's got this weird kind of like 80s charm to it. This weird charm to it that I can't really put my finger on. That's really fun. It's brutally violent, really fun. The combat's really actually quite decent, and you've got a dog, a pet husky dog, and you can send it out to rip people's throats out. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, had to get this one. It was like £6. It's around about the kind of price it goes for, especially in CEX and places like that. So I had to pick it up. It's in very good condition. Yeah, looking forward to revisiting this one. That's Dead to Rights. There was a vendor at last year's London gaming market that just had basically a bunch of games on the table and a bin full of games, and he was constantly shouting to everyone in the vicinity, 3 games for a £5. Now, I joked with him this time round to say he must be dreaming about saying 3 for a £5, but he wasn't lying about it. Any game on the table or in the bin, 3 for a £5. It was that simple. Nothing else. That's what he was selling. He just wanted to offload the games. He didn't care what he had there. It was like 3 games for a £5. That's it. Just pick out what you want, and that would be that. And I picked out 3 original Xbox games that I've wanted for the collection for ages. One of these is a big hitter for me. It's not an expensive game or a rare game particularly. I just think this game is one of the best games on the Xbox, in my opinion. Anyway, the first game is a racing game that I've never played before, but I thought 3 for a £5, I'll pick it up. It's called LA Rush. Now, from what I understand, there is a kind of series of games that are like LA or such and such Rush games, I suppose. They're all racers, and they've gone back, I think, as far back as the PS1. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong there, but I'm sure this is a kind of a sequel to a series. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's a street racing title. I love racing games, arcade racers, so I knew I had to pick this one up for the collection, especially when it was 3 for a £5. You can't scoff it, right? It's so cheap. Yeah, so it's in great condition, and I had to add it to the collection just to give it a go. I love original Xbox, as I said. That's LA Rush. The next game for the 3 for a £5 is another game we wanted for the Xbox collection, Deus Ex Invisible War. A lot of Deus Ex fans really don't like this game, and they say it's kind of almost like the black sheep of the series. I've never played this one, funny enough. Never played it, so I can't really comment on this one. I love the original Deus Ex, and Deus Ex Human Revolution is awesome as well. I don't know what could be bad about it. Obviously, you guys could probably tell me in the comments what is bad about it and why people hate it so much. But yeah, I thought 3 for a £5, I'll see what the fuss is about, and give it a go and add it to the collection. That's Deus Ex Invisible War. The final game in this 3 for a £5 deal off this trader, that it's such a great deal when you can find some good stuff, or even if it ain't like super amazing stuff, it's stuff you want and you're not spending much money. That's what I love about these conventions, these markets, is that you can go in and spend as much or as little as you like. There's always something there to find, there's always something there to pick up and buy, and not really spend that much money. You don't have to break the bank at these things. And the final game in this 3 for a £5 deal that I just grabbed as soon as I saw it, opened it up, complete with manual, awesome disc condition, and it is one of the best games on the Xbox in my opinion. Armed and Dangerous. This is a over-the-top, quirky third-person shooter that is just doesn't take itself seriously. It's so much fun. You have a gun that shoots sharks into the ground and they pop up and eat your enemies alive. It's that stupid, it's that silly. I love this game, and it was definitely on the list for the Xbox collection way back when I got that original Xbox, I think like last year sometime. But yeah, this was always on the list. This game is awesome. If you want like really stupidly funny action gameplay, this is so fun. It's so fun. And yeah, like I said, complete with manual. Again, 3 for a £5. I'm gonna grab it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that's a game I need in the collection. I want to play it again. It's so fun. Yeah, that's Armed and Dangerous. So yeah, 3 for a £5. Not bad for those in my opinion. That's an awesome deal. Like I said, you can get some great deals at these markets. It's not just overpriced guff or rare shit. You can get some pretty cool stuff that's not technically common, but for good deals. So yeah, 3 for a £5 for these. Happy days for me. The next game for me is the final version of my favourite fighting game of all time, and that is the Xbox version of Soulcalibur 2. I've got the best case though, but anyway, this was £4, and I thought, I've got the GameCube version, I've got the PS2 version, why not add the Xbox version to the collection, as obviously we get that additional character in the Xbox version, that is Todd McFarlane's Spawn, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, I love the guest characters with Soulcalibur. I think that's what makes the games unique, but also the actual fighting mechanics is what makes the game great. Unique and great, two different things, but I feel like Soulcalibur nails both of those. I had to get this for £4. It's in great condition with the manual. Again, it's my favourite fighting game of all time. I'm going to have it multiple times, right? The PS2 version you get Heihachi, the GameCube version you get Link from Legend of Zelda, and of course, like I said, you get Spawn in the Xbox version. Yeah, had to get this one, didn't break the bank, awesome. Final game in this video for London's gaming market is a game that I've been after for a while. When I bought my original Xbox, there was a game in it that I absolutely loved, and it was a top-down kind of isometric RPG, but it was Marvel and it was X-Men. I'm talking about a game called XMen Legends. It came as a bundle of games, and I was like, this game's awesome, I'm glad to have it in the collection. And I've been hunting down the sequel for ages. I never can find it. Either it's got a shit case, it's got a terrible disc, or it's got no manual. And obviously I found it at the gaming market, of course, and I couldn't believe how cheap this game was. It's complete with manual, the disc is in amazing condition, and this trader only wanted £2 for this game. And I was like, there you go, straight, like, without hesitation. This was a infinite buy, basically like an immediate buy from me. The first game is so much fun, isometric top-down RPG, but you're the X-Men. It's pretty sick. It's very similar to Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. I think this game, these two games came before that, and I think they really spearheaded that kind of style of Marvel game where it was like, top down, isometric, beat 'em up kind of RPG. These games kind of like led the way for those Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. But yeah, I've not played the sequel. I've not played this one, XMen Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse. The first game's great fun, so I'm assuming this one is bigger, better, bolder, as sequels should be, right? Hopefully this should be a good one. That's XMen Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse. So that's it, guys. Those are my pickups from London's gaming market. Of course, we picked up those Wii games as well that I showcased on Quest for the Best last week. And of course, I wanted to showcase these ones in this video in particular. Awesome day out at London's gaming market. Let me know, as always, any of your thoughts in the comments down below, any of these games. And yeah, Small Soldiers. Looking forward to getting some nostalgia blast from that one. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, all that YouTube nonsense that I thought I'd just bring up, because who knows, some crazy person might want to subscribe. As you all are crazy, because I'm crazy also. Anyway, as always, guys, let's continue to build a games collection.